Welcome to the labyrinthine web of the streaming world, my intellectually curious compatriots. Today we unravel the tangled relationship, or dare I say the Gordian knot, between Hasanabi and Vaush, two of the most prominent and perpetually polarized streamers in the political sphere of Twitch and YouTube.
And Vaush never got along. They seem very similar in terms of their politics, rhetoric, and how they deal with criticism. Well, they both play by the same rules, but the unfortunate reality is they're rules that are exclusive, that are mutually exclusive. Like, rule sets are good when everybody can play by the same rules and they benefit everybody. Rule sets, I think, are bad when, if everybody plays by the same set of rules, it leads to destruction. So, like, having a rule that says you're not allowed to murder anybody is a good rule that everybody in society can be invested in the enforcement of, because murdering people is bad and you don't want people murdering anybody. But if you have a rule that says, like, we can steal from each other, then society is going to collapse because everybody's going to be stealing from each other all the time. It's going to be for Vaush and Hassan. Oh my God, do these go on this? That would be so convenient. No, they don't. For Vaush and Hassan, both of them have a clout sharing rule, to where they don't typically give clout to people that they view as being less clouted up than them. Vaush formally expanded on this. Oh my God, the story behind this. Vaush formally expanded on this in stream when he said that he would never debate again a conservative who was a smaller audience size than him, which means that, you know, because he had like a no clout policy basically. And Hassan is basically the exact same way. Hassan won't debate or have interactions with people that he can't gain from. So because Vaush and Hassan both have this rule, Vaush will never appear on Hassan's stream because Vaush is smaller. So Hassan just views him as a threat, somebody that could potentially grow off of him, and so he'll never be on, he'll never have him on stream with him. Please remove the protective cover of the lamp before use. What lamps are these even a part of? Like, do I need this anymore? I don't even know what this is for. Nope. This? Nope. This? Maybe. Maybe. This? Nope. This? What the? Nope. Has Mike from PA ever been on Hassan's stream? I think he was on Hassan's stream like twice, like once or twice. But the, there's like a, I don't know if this applies to Hassan. I'm trying to think. Why doesn't Hassan like less clouded people? I think it is. So one of the unfortunate things about being a cam girl is if you do camming, it's really hard to collaborate with other people, because I think in the camming world, this applies to like Twitch girl streamers that do like GFE stuff as well. In the camming world, you tend to have really big whales that are very like easily identifiable. And one of the issues that you run into is you don't want to be streaming with another girl, and then one of the whales in your audience switches over to her. People get incredibly fascinated about that. That's one of the reasons why it is incredibly rare. I don't know if they'll ever admit this or say it publicly, but this is one of the reasons why it's incredibly rare to watch GFE Twitch streamers or cam girls ever collab with each other. They don't want to lose their whales to other girl streamers. Not girl streamers, but people that cam or do GFE stuff. I wonder if Hassan is worried about the same thing, and that's why he doesn't host people with similar political views, because I don't know why he wouldn't have people like Denims or Mike from PA on, other than there's nothing for him to gain and only potentially lose viewers to. I don't know. Did you have any weird or arbitrary rules like that when you were smaller or starting out? No, I've always been like, just because of my life, just like growing up and everything, I'm like a very not cliquey person. I've never been a cliquey person ever. I like talking to lots of different people, and I think being cliquey is cringe. But that was true even like in high school.
These men are like twin planets in the same orbit, yet held apart by the gravitational pull of their own colossal egos. They share ideologies but spar over methodology. They inhabit similar communities but are utterly allergic to collaboration, and they both harbor peculiar cliques that elevate exclusivity to an art form. As I dissect this clash, know that we are diving into the upper echelon of ego in streaming, where the rules of engagement themselves are the very walls that separate these two titans. Let us first understand the contours of the cliques each of them holds dear, for they are as much a fortress as they are a burden. Hasanabi, with his millions of fans, holds court in a veritable empire of digital followers. His clique isn't just loyal, they're rabidly defensive, quick to pounce on dissenters and critique with a fierceness matched only by their loyalty to their king. Vaush, on the other hand, commands a smaller yet potent following. His community is a battalion of philosophical warriors, eager to debate, defend, and even proselytize the nuanced takes of their intellectual patriarch. Yet, unlike Hassan, whose kingdom grows by absorbing new followers, Vaush has erected ideological checkpoints. To follow him requires a philosophical passport stamped with approval, ensuring that only the most dedicated and worthy engage in his digital discourse. The clash of these communities lies in their very construction. Hassan's empire is a sprawling metropolis, vast but impersonal, often more akin to a brand following than a close-knit community. Vaush's domain, in contrast, feels more like an elite academic seminar, intensely loyal but guarded, wary of intrusion from any ideological outsiders or even adjacent thinkers. And herein lies the rub, the fundamental difference in approach that neither streamer seems willing to bridge. They have created ecosystems that are mutually exclusive, each king reigning over a realm where only his rules apply, and any foreign influence is seen as a potential contagion. They play by rules that work for their specific platforms, but the irony is, these very rules act as walls, trapping each in a self-imposed isolation from the other. Vaush's exclusivity principle, his infamous no-clout policy, effectively ensures that he won't lend his platform to anyone he views as less significant in following or reach. This stratagem preserves his influence by keeping smaller creators at bay, reinforcing his stature as the go-to intellectual for his dedicated fan base. Hassan, in turn, employs a similar philosophy, albeit more subtly. With his towering follower count, he becomes selective about who shares his platform, often sidestepping individuals he perceives as potential threats to his dominion. Thus, by each man's unspoken decree, the idea of one boosting the other is forbidden ground, and collaboration remains but a mirage in the distance. Now, we must confront the elephant in the room. Why do these figures, who ostensibly share similar political goals, view each other as more threat than ally? The answer lies in what can only be described as a perverse economic model of influence, a model that ensures each keeps their whales or most loyal patrons firmly anchored to their stream alone. This phenomenon, drawn straight from the playbook of attention economics, means that each streamer fears losing influential or highly engaged followers to the other, much as one camgirl might avoid streaming with another for fear of losing whales. In the high-stakes world of digital influence, losing a top supporter is tantamount to losing revenue, power, and, most importantly, a fragment of one's own audience. The digital battleground upon which this rivalry plays out is made more ludicrous by its arbitrariness. Neither Hassan nor Vaush has overtly stated a hatred or disdain for the other, rather, it's an unspoken code of mutual exclusivity, a code that ensures each man's fortress remains unbreached. It's a strange, almost Shakespearean irony that each streamer finds himself locked in, not by outright animosity, but by the very design of the streaming apparatus they both inhabit. And so, they perform their respective soliloquies to their communities, evoking support and disdain alike but refusing to merge their audiences lest they risk dilution. Even more baffling is the psychological labyrinth each man constructs around his inner circle. Hassan's clique, as vast as it is, operates with the loyalty of an army yet without the intimacy of a community, kept at arm's length to ensure his unassailable persona remains undisturbed. Vaush, in contrast, gathers his followers close, binding them with intellectual rigor and philosophical debate, but he is equally closed off to any association with those outside his inner sphere. These cliques are the pillars of their personas, yet they are also their chains, shackling them from meaningful cross-pollination with each other. The irony is further compounded by their similarity in how they respond to criticism. Both Hasan and Vaush are known for their thin skins and quick triggers, employing similar rhetorical defenses when confronted with dissent. They each believe themselves to be in the righteous cause, dismissing critics as either misinformed or malicious, yet both men struggle with self-reflection when it comes to their clique-driven insulation. Their shared defensiveness only solidifies the walls between them, as neither wants to be seen as needing the other, even though such a partnership could amplify their influence far beyond their respective enclaves. The rules of this digital world, like the rules of a dysfunctional society, become detrimental when everyone abides by them too rigorously. The exclusivity rule, when applied universally, ensures that neither Hasan nor Vaush will ever venture into each other's territory, turning them into rival lords in a land of endless potential alliances. Instead, they wage their separate wars, missing out on the possibilities that might arise from cooperation. They remain stuck in their own spheres, ensnared by the very rules that have made them powerful. The tragedy here is not the rivalry itself, but the missed potential, the lost conversations, and the audiences who remain as divided as their digital monarchs. In conclusion, Hasan and Vaush occupy a world that rewards isolation over collaboration, exclusion over inclusion. Their rivalry is not born of ideology, but of a mutual dependency on keeping their fortresses untouched by outside influence. They are captives of their own systems, rulers of fragmented kingdoms whose boundaries they themselves have drawn. They play the game of influence by rules that ensure their survival but hinder their growth, and thus, they exist in parallel, forever similar, yet forever apart.